Alright, so I guess this will be the first in a Let's Play Stellaris. We are on version Libra 3.3, which has some changes since the last versions, but we're just gonna try to do a small game. Start with character creation, race creation, so create new. We've got a lot of options in here. If you've never played Stellaris before, it's potentially overwhelming. Let's start with Ethos, since this is really what determines the flavor of your race. So ethics can be divided into two categories, really. You've got Gestalt consciousness, which are this middle one, and everything else. Um, you play as everything else. You have diverse entities living in your empire who have their own views that you have to deal with. Things across the wheel don't like each other, so like xenophobes kind of hate everyone, but they really don't get along with xenophiles. Um, Maybe the main one, though, is that spiritualists and materialists do not get along at all. But you can't have diverse ethics. Like, if you click on one side, you can't click on the other side. We'll toss it over there, but you can have non-intersecting ones. Uh, the biggest, I like to play from the end game, what is my race going to be perspective. And the biggest factors there are if you play spiritualist, you probably can't synthetically ascend. If you're a materialist, you probably can't psionically ascend. And if you're gestalt, you can't do either of those, and at best you can evolution ascend. I like the gestalt consciousness personally, but only because they're easy to play. There's not a lot of diplomacy involved with them. There's not a lot of empire shenanigans internally to deal with. Some resources are just completely missing. You can be either hive or machine. Machine's probably easy mode. Like if you don't want to think about anything, you don't want to worry about can my pop settle this, can my pops do anything, then be in machine. If you want something a little spicier, I really enjoy playing hive mind. I think they're a lot of fun. You can do the biological ascension with them, which isn't as cool as the other two and requires a little more micro, but lots of fun there. So I think I'm going to go for a hive mind just because I think it'll demonstrate more points as we go through this. Once you pick your authority, you have to pick, once you pick your ethics, you have to pick an authority. If you're a gestalt, you can only be hive mind or machine. If you're non-gestalt, you can be one of the other ones. There's rules about what combinations of things can do it. Like if you're fanatic egalitarian, you probably won't live under an imperial or a dictator, but whatever. All right, so civics are empire-wide buffs that affect you for the whole game. You can change them periodically. There's a cooldown on it, so don't feel super committed to most of them, except Devouring Swarm. If you are Devouring Swarm or something similar, basically if your civilization purpose is to wipe out all life in the galaxy, then you can't drop that purpose. The galaxy wants you to die, and you want them to die. There can be only one something something. So I do like playing as the Devouring Swarm, but since that can't engage in diplomacy, I guess the new parts of diplomacy can go in. We're gonna Devouring Swarm, and there's all these other options here. They're not super important which one you pick. I like one mind because of the unity buff. But most of these are things that don't affect your decision making until much later in the game. Catalytic processing can be interesting. Let's do that. Let's do catalytic processing. Then once you kind of have chosen your empire, I think it's easier to build around that. So since I'm going with this catalytic processing, I have something in mind. I'm going to pick an aquatic race. Since we're a devouring swarm, we should probably be the cutest alien we can be. Oop. So yeah, we'll be the little freaky Grogus. Can name it. Sorry, freaky Grogu. Call them the freaky Greekies for their plural. And we've got Grogu-tastic for the adjective. I have no idea these actually affect anything. Tiny terrors from the sea, they want to be. Yeah, let's leave it like that. You can pick as you hit the next, it'll walk you through. You can pick your ship names. I like to pick ones that sound real. The ones that are a little bit too alien-y or thematic for me are a little hard to deal with. So since I'm cute, we're gonna go with this one. These seem like cute names. It could be Farpool, the Gunching Ambition, the Shellbreaker. There was a cuter one. I might pick that, but I'm not sure. All right, now traits. This is where things get real interesting. So the civics affect your whole empire and give you empire-wide bonuses. Traits affect your individual pops, and at some point in the game, you'll be able to diversify your pops and give them different traits. These are basically their genetic attributes. So since I went with that catalyst thing, I'm probably gonna get. Um, there's one I specifically want. I want this aquatic trace because it super buffs ocean worlds. So we're going to go and change our planet class to ocean world. I do have like all of the DLC. You can see them over here. So I'm making use of the aquatic species pack here. I think the Gestalt consciousnesses are also part of what's it called? One of those early ones. Utopia, maybe? Go with Utopia. If you don't have expansions, that's okay. They do add a lot of content and they do make it a lot of fun, which, I mean, I think they're totally worth it. If you have a friend you want to play Stellaris with, only one of you needs to own it to play multiplayer together on all of the content, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to pick Aquatic, which makes me hard specialize on ocean worlds, but they're way more habitable, which means my pops grow easier and are happier there. They take up less space, they make more resources, but they don't like non-wet worlds, which will probably be a pain, but we'll deal with it. All right, now I'm probably going to go with Agrarian, but we'll see. I don't need habitability because my dudes can only really live on those worlds anyways. Rapid breeders is good if you can grow more pops, you just become stronger that much more quickly. Uh, anything that buffs leaders is actually really nice, so level caps are good. They're not super important early game because you're not going to hit your level cap, so you can usually wait later. Quick learners, this experience is super good. Sometimes I'll go with leader races because I don't want to deal with leaders. And in those races, you take quick learners, you take we haven't seen it yet, but venerable, so they live forever, and just enjoy it. These red ones are bad things, so they hurt your pops, but they give you back trait points. So you'll notice I have 1 point and 4 traits left. I spent 1 point on aquatic. If I want to, I can take other perks to get some of those points back. And some of these are just objectively way better than others. Um, they have rebalanced some things. So like this one used to be really great, but now they nerfed empire sizes so that you can't infinitely expand them. Pop housing usage is good if you want to build dense. Amenities are good, especially since I'm a hive and I struggle to get amenities. That can be nice. Leaders and stuff. There will be a whole bunch of traits at the bottom here that you may or may not be able to take, or you can't take them. But that's you can look at them. If any of them sound interesting, like uh, kind of some of these last ones are all because I'm not a plantoid or a fungoid, but like phototropic's actually really cool because easy to get energy compared to getting food. Same thing with radiotrophic. Budding, this one's absolutely nuts. Um, if I was a plant fungoid, I would definitely go with that. I'm going to pause real quick here. All right, and I think we're back. So, yeah, pregnant wife, who's probably the only soul that's going to watch this needed stuff. All right, so I believe we were on traits. So down here, traits, you can't use whatever. Something sounds cool, you can change your ethics or your species to match it. And I'm going to take agrarian, really lean to that food thing. Uh, ingenious is also pretty good, as is intelligent. Just depends on how you want to go about building your race. Because we're ocean dwellers, we do not need to be adaptive. Get a 20% bonus on ocean worlds. If it's not an ocean world, I'm just not going to bother. It'll slow down my growth early game, but that's fine. I got room for one more, which lean into the pop housing there. We'll go with quick learners. It's annoying to have low level leaders. Alright, don't care about that. Let's see, sounds cool. Tarkadal, that sounds nice. Hearthsea. Alright, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, Porterton. That is the dumbest name I've ever heard of. Can pick different starting systems here. Ooh, okay, yeah, we'll go with Ocean Paradise. Sounds cool. This turned red because to be Ocean Paradise, you have to pick a specific kind of origin, which we'll get to. This is just cosmetic. What does your planet type look like? You only see this in the background of your like diplomacy screen. The only time it pops up. So these are origins. These are really cool. Honestly, haven't played that much since they were released, which has been a while. But they all give different bonuses. Some of them have rules on them. So like, if you're a materialist, you can start with robots, and with the technology and infrastructure to build more. That's a huge start. Just a basic start, kind of like the Star Trek start, I guess. Secretic evolution, you have a subservient species, which is pretty cool. I can't take this because I'm just stalled. Life seeded. You can read through them; they're pretty nice. I like life seeded. I like the shattered ring. The tree of life, if you're not devouring swarm, is kind of cool. A lot of them are flavorful, but whatever. Ocean paradise, gigantic ocean world, lots of good stuff. But my guaranteed habitable planets are now frozen worlds. Whatever, that sounds bad. The advisor you pick, a lot of these are actually a lot of fun. The aquatic, it's like this, you know, you can hear him. He's a little pirate shanty man. I'm just gonna change my audio so that it goes to my headset.
We are one.
The hive, kind of like the Borg sound.
Our unity cannot be divided. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
I really like the machine
5,
intelligence just because of how
4.
clean it is.
Did you know that my internal power core has an effective blast
Original's
yield of
kind of
over
cute.
5 megatons of TNT in the event of a catastrophe?
We all have the makings of greatness.
We're gonna stay with the pirate, led by Pirate King, I guess. Or Swarm. That was my empire name. Flag, whatever. The default flag used to always be this color palette. So if you ever see an old screenshot and someone's flag looks like this, it's because they were too lazy to change it. Personally, I think it's a really good flag, but whatever. Gonna be something legiony like that. Feels hive swarmy to me. I'm gonna pick a different background. Maybe we'll go with this. More ocean themes. Let's pick some nice sea colors. I like that. That looks like we put that on a flag some time ago. We're too lazy to get rid of it. Ships. They've changed the screen a lot because now you can actually preview all the different ship classes. Obviously, you should pick your ships entirely based on what the Juggernaut or the Colossus looks like. So, Mammalian, pretty cool. Humanoid, not so cool. Imperial, lame Colossus, but their other ships are pretty sweet. Honestly, not a huge fan of the aquatics. Like, they're kind of cool, but like, what is that? That is inappropriate to show to people. Like, where are they putting this? This is your planet fucker, and it definitely looks like one. The Necroid are cool too if you like that Doomsday aesthetic. Looks like it's got little Star Destroyers on it. But we're gonna go with kind of leaning towards Imperial. All right, and then we've got my ruler. As a hive mind, my ruler is immortal. Like it will never change. So we're gonna have a lady ruler, I guess. And it's gonna be slapping matte sash. Oh yeah. I can change the colors. Kind of like the default. So got any hot clothing to show her off? Nope. All right. And then obviously she's pink. All right. So there we go. That's my race. I have to be careful not to save every time I make a unique swarm, or else my galaxy will be flooded with swarms. And that's because you can save species. Any species you save, you can change a setting to make it spawn in game. So if you want to have a custom galaxy, you can do that. I'm just gonna take it. I play an Iron Man, so my game can do achievements. And with that, I think we'll call this episode there. So that's character creation. A lot of those details I think won't make sense until you get to the game, so really just make something that sounds fun. And that's a lot of what this game is. Just build the race that you want to roleplay as, because it really doesn't matter what you play. If you're not playing on crazy hard difficulties, you will be able to succeed anyways. Alright, until next time.